Okay, y'all, let's make Chex Mix. I am known for my Chex Mix. It's something we give people either at our party or wherever, and I thought I would show you how I make it. So we make a ton of it. So this is two large mixing bowls, and I pour half a bag of each wheat, corn, and rice Chex between the two of them. I'm telling you, don't measure, just pour out half into two bowls. That's sufficient. You don't want to overload your bowls because you are going to be mixing a lot, but if you have big enough bowls, you'll be just fine. So we use all three kinds of Chex: corn, rice, and wheat. Pick and choose which ones you like the best. Sometimes I just like wheat, sometimes I just like the corn, sometimes I just like the rice. But this year we're making it with all three, and it was super good. So then I also like to add cocktail peanuts. They're super salty and they really hold on to what I call the brine really, really well. So divide this among the two bowls. We're making a lot, like gallons of this. And so what I end up doing after I bake it is pour it into a big tub and mix it all up. These are the special rye chips from Gardetto's. Yes, they're pre-seasoned. Yes, we're going to add seasoning to them. If your store doesn't have them, the Walmart always has them, or you can order them on Amazon. We had to go to the Walmart because they didn't have them on Amazon until mid-December. Crazy recipe. Yep. All right, so now we're also going to add pretzels. This is a new thing for me. I don't usually like the pretzels. I added them this year. So just get your hands in there, make sure they're clean, and mix gently. I just like scoop and pick up, and then scoop and pick up, scoop and pick up over and over and over until it's really well mixed. That's going to be the name of the game for this recipe, is well mixed everything. So keep going, and next we're going to make the brine in a pot over on the side. Just let it hang out. So in your pot, you're going to melt 2 sticks of salted butter, and then you're going to pour in 1 cup of Worcestershire sauce. It doesn't matter the brand. You don't need to be expensive here. I usually use Lee and Perrins, but for this, because we're making so much of it, I went with the store brand, and it turned out fine. Couldn't tell the difference, y'all. It's super salty, so this time I'm using the low sodium Lowry's and just a tablespoon of that. Super yummy spice, y'all. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons each of onion powder and garlic powder. Now, you could use granulated onion or granulated garlic. They're kind of the same thing. They're just bigger, not a powder. And depending on what you have on hand or what you find at the store, just pick and choose that. They're both the same thing. It doesn't really matter. That's also the name of this recipe. It doesn't really matter. If you want more onion powder, put more onion powder. If you want less garlic powder, put less garlic powder. This needs to be like what you want. But the non-negotiable is this smokehouse maple seasoning from McCormick Grill Mates. I'm obsessed with it. I put it in a ton of things. If you go on my blog, sweetpealifestyle.com, you will find a ton of recipes with it. So now you're going to gently whisk everything together, and you want to keep whisking until the butter is completely melted. You don't have to continually whisk, but the spices do have a tendency to stick to the bottom, and you don't want them to burn. So this is over medium heat, and occasionally I just stir, and then I use a spatula to kind of scrape down the sides to get the spices back into the brine. This takes about 3 minutes total, and you want to be able to not have any lumps of butter, for one, and then two, you just want it to kind of be one solid liquid. You want it to be all melded together, so just keep whisking and wait it out. Okay, so you'll see here that I'm whisking and there's still some butter present. That's because it's still on medium heat. I wouldn't go any higher than that just because it tends to burn and stick to the bottom, and you don't really want to do that because then you'd have to start all over. Keep going and you'll see in just a couple seconds that it all kind of ends up together and it becomes this brine that we're going to pour over the Chex Mix. So you have those 2 bowls of your snack mix all combined, and we're going to work 1 bowl at a time. So you'll only see me make 1 bowl, but you'll see this between the 2 big bowls, it makes 3 half-sheet pans. And below I have a link to all of my favorite items that I've used in this video. my favorite items that make it easier to make Chex Mix, and along with links to all the ingredients on my Amazon influencer page. So once the brine is ready, you're going to pour half of it over one bowl. Just eyeball it. It's no big deal. You don't need to measure. Just pour it over there. Don't pour it in one spot. Kind of pour it all over. And then this is where the work comes in. You are going to stir this for 3 minutes. And when I mean 3 minutes, I mean 3 minutes. If you don't set a timer and you think you've stirred enough, keep stirring. This is the like secret ingredient to all of this. People always ask me like, how did you make this? What's your secret ingredient? Why is it so good? And I think it's because I spend so much time stirring this about so that every single piece of Chex and pretzel and peanut and garlic chip are all coated in that brine. And then it makes for a super yummy mix. You want everything to have some of that brine on it. So after a few minutes of stirring, you are going to take that jar of smokehouse maple seasoning and sprinkle some on there. Doesn't matter how much. Don't measure. Measure with your heart. And then you're going to stir it again for about another minute and just make sure that the spices are evenly distributed. I like my bowl clean. There's butter everywhere. This is a very buttery mix, y'all. That's also why it's so good. But just keep stirring and mixing, and then we're going to dump out onto sheet pans that have been lined with parchment paper. And I like to make sure that the parchment paper creates kind of this extra lip around the half sheet pan, so I can definitely put more than you're technically supposed to. You'll see this one bowl went into one sheet pan. This was the smaller of the two bowls. The parchment paper is coming up higher, so then you're just going to like flatten it out. It doesn't need to be a single layer whatsoever, but it helps keep it contained in the oven to have those lips of the parchment paper. So then we're going to bake it at 350 for 15 minutes. Really, you could probably do 12, and I'm going to tell you about all the comments that you'll read on this post. People have some scathing reviews because they ended up burning their Chex Mix, and I cannot control your oven temperature. Sorry, y'all. So the best thing you can do is invest in an oven thermometer and know whether or not your oven runs hot or cold. When I say 350, my oven means 350 because I've calibrated it to do that. If you're not totally sure, then use an oven thermometer and go off of that. After 15 minutes at 350, you're going to lower the temperature to 300 degrees and cook it about 20 more minutes. You want all of the Chex, pretzels, peanuts, everything to be really dry. So if your oven runs a little hot, then lower the temperature to 250. The usual recipe, you cook it for a while at 250 and then stir it like every 15 minutes. I only stir mine once or twice. I don't really find I need to do that. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. Please make it. If you have questions, drop a comment below or leave a comment on the blog post and I'll be sure to return it. Check out more recipes at sweetpealifestyle.com. Thanks for joining me, y'all.